Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 11 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. We start with a game away from home again against another side that are up and about us in the league. It's Carlisle United. It's a long way to go for an away game. It's all the way up basically Scotland on the west coast of England, and it's about a 6 or 7 hour drive from where I am down in Cambridge, so it's not the nicest of away games, and of course we'll try our best though to get a decent result away at Carlisle, because of course we're punching above our weight at the minute. Like we said yesterday, we of course knocked out another League One side in the Johnson's Paint Trophy, and we're definitely there and thereabouts when it comes to automatic promotion and or a playoff finish so far this season, in good form and consistent form so far, which is good. It's something that we lacked at the start of the season, but it's something we're trying to knuckle down with now, although we are seeming to play a lot of teams that are up and around us in the league now, as opposed to a few teams that were down near the bottom. We had a run of teams that kind of were in the bottom six. We got some good results against. We of course had a negative result yesterday against Burton, unfortunately, but we get off to a good start here. Kwesi Appiah is back in the starting lineup after being injured for 4 weeks, and he's taken his time to get back on the score sheet. I've started him ahead of Robbie Simpson, despite the fact that Robbie was scoring goals in Kwesi's absence, but back on 1-1. What a finish, by the way. Lovely move. Not really much you could do about that from a defensive standpoint, but back to Kwesi. He's come into the starting lineup again after, of course, like I say, having his injury, partnering back up with Tom Elliott, who is in great goal-scoring form himself, and Kwesi here comes close to making it 2-1, although his header isn't quite on target, but he has been getting back to goal-scoring form. He scored one yesterday, and he came close there to a second. Probably should have done better with that free header, to be completely honest, but he scored the opening goal in this one, and he hadn't scored that many goals prior to this game, and was actually a little bit insecure, morale-wise, according to the squad report, but he's back on the score sheet not once but twice in this game against Carlisle to give us a 2-1 lead. So twice he scored and twice we've led in this game. We're still in the first half. It was a really entertaining game away at Carlisle. I didn't expect it. I was thinking it was going to be a nervy affair like the game against Burton was. Actually, as they hit the inside of the post there, as we're 5 minutes before half-time, this was a really open game that had chances at both ends throughout the 90 minutes. As you can see, we're 10 minutes from time now. Carlisle going to have another chance. Billy Painter squares it up. Somehow Dempsey manages to shrug off Coulson, and in the process, with his first touch, take it around the goalkeeper. Really disappointed that I wasn't able to get rid of that. Coulson there just bounces off him, and then I'm not really too sure how the ball goes underneath Chris Dunn as he races out. But he was able to put it into the back of the net, almost chips it over the top of the bar, to be completely honest, but still, Dempsey was able to put it into the back of the net to make it Carlisle 2, Cambridge 2, and that is how we finished. So a point from a team that are around about us in the league, which is better than we did against Burton yesterday. So as an improvement, we're playing Wickham now, who are another side that are in the top 5 or 6 places that there and thereabouts when it comes to promotion or the playoffs. So it's interesting to see how we're getting on against the teams around us right now, because we seem to be getting results of all kinds. We had the consistency at the start of the season, like I said, and recently with all of these big teams we've been playing, it's been kind of a draw here, a defeat there, the win on the odd occasion as well. So I was hoping to just try and get some consistency in the performances and the results more so than anything else with these games against the sides that are up the top end of the table. They're playing a 4-4-1-1, which is a formation that we have done well against so far this year, but it is quite similar to the 4-2-3-1, which is a formation that we haven't done very well against so far this year. But Kwesi Appiah is in behind in the opening few minutes, and it's only a top save from Ingram that stops him from getting his third goal of the episode after we're really on top in the opening few minutes. As you can see here in the at the end of the first half as well, 5 minutes from time, we have a corner that unfortunately gets headed wide by I think it was Kwesi again. I'm not entirely too sure who was underneath that, but we're still not done for the first half. Again, we're coming forward. Kwesi involved, up to Robbie Simpson. He scored a great goal from this sort of area against Northampton in yesterday's episode, although unfortunately this time not quite able to find the same sort of accuracy that he did yesterday. But we're into the second half, and Max Grealish gets a little bit lucky there as he powers through that challenge. Kwesi slots through Robbie Simpson, and I still don't know why he slid in to try and take that shot. If he'd have just put his foot through it, then it probably would have been 1-0 at the start of the second period. But we're still on the attack, still trying to make the breakthrough. Luke Chadwick plays in Kwesi here. He's going to have to turn back to Luke Chadwick because they've got a lot of numbers back here. But Diallo threads a great ball through to Kwesi. Weirdly kind of locks off the ball and then locks back onto it. Hits the inside of the post, but unfortunately he was offside anyway. So even if it had found the back of the net, it wouldn't have counted. But Wickham started to kind of press forward a little bit more, and this was a surreal passage of play. Firstly, we clear the ball off the line after the defender had the initial bad touch and let them in. Then Chris Dunn makes a miraculous save from about 4 yards as their guy smashes it against him, and then it bounces about in the box again. We are able to eventually get it away, and they threw some bodies forward. Like I say, they were pushing a little bit more offensively, and Kwesi catches them on the counter-attack. He's clearly got the pace with his 91 acceleration and 91 sprint speed, and he just manages to get the finish away before the challenge comes in from the defender. It's a wonderful step over to turn inside and completely send 2 defenders the wrong way, and you'll see from the finish in the highlight, he literally, as soon as he kicks the ball, he gets crunched from behind. The step over there, brilliant. Kicks the ball, crunched, and it's just getting away in time to find that bottom corner to give us a 1-0 lead. And actually, we were on the attack in the end of the stoppage time as well. Kwesi misses his initial header, but drops only as far as Riku Ring. Good shot, squeezes through the goalkeeper's feet, but he dives backwards, Ingram, to bat it away. We aren't able to make it 2, but we are able to ensure that we get a victory this time against one of the better sides in the division. So we drew with Northampton, we lost to Burton, we drew with Carlisle, we've beaten Wickham. So I'm not really consistent against the bigger sides in the league. One thing we have had though is consistency against the lesser sides in the league, where we've been coming away with 4-0 wins or 3-1 wins. You know, we've been getting great results and great scorelines as well to go along with that. Accrington were down in around about 18th to 20th place, I think, in the league, playing a more offensive 4-4-1-1, almost like a 4-4-2, although O'Connor sat just behind the striker rather than, you know, kind of in a centre forward position rather than an advanced cam. But yeah, Accrington are down near the bottom of the table, but Accrington away has always been a tricky fixture for anyone, and I wasn't overly confident heading into this one, despite getting through a decent result against Wickham and a solid performance against Carlisle. We're starting a 4-4-2 again, as we always tend to do at present. It's the best formation for this side at the minute. We don't necessarily have the strength in depth or the necessary qualities in specific positions to be able to play my favourite 4-2-3-1 right now. And we've got 2 great strikers in the side, or 3 great strikers really, with Robbie Simpson, Kwesi Appiah and Tom Elliott. So it makes sense to play at least 2 strikers up top, and sometimes I even put Robbie Simpson in at CM because he can play that role quite effectively. But unfortunately we went 1-0 down early on. For some reason both the defender and their striker locked off the ball, and it just ran straight past both of them. The attacker reacted first and was able to put it into the back of the net. We went out the other end there, as you saw, with Kwesi, and had a decent shot, but it was well saved. And here a deflection could have taken that anywhere from the man throwing himself at it, but fortunately Chris Dunn was able to jump on it. And we're actually only 10 minutes from time now, as Jack Grealish and Robbie Simpson come on to try and change the game and make things, you know, a little bit more in our favour. I threw so many men forward though in these last 10 minutes. They just went to park the bus from about the 75th minute onwards. We're going to get a chance here through Kwesi, well blocked by Alfred or Aldred, I'm not really too sure who that was. But we're going to drop again to Elliott, finds Robbie Simpson on the edge of the box, great turn, tries to find the bottom corner, but again, similar to the shot he had against Wickham, not able to find the accuracy to get it into the back of the net, and we actually lose the game. So we get decent results against the sides at the top of the table, and a poorer result against the side at the bottom of the table, which is kind of the complete polar opposite of what we've been doing so far this year. But I guess we'll have to take it. You know, we're still 5th in the league, we're still well inside the playoffs by 3 points, and only 2 points away from 3rd, and still only 3 points away from 2nd. So I am still really pleased with how things are going so far, and it's extremely tight at the top of League 2, as it always tends to be. So you can see Accrington are now 18th, and they were on 13 points, so they quite possibly could have been down in 20th, 21st, where I thought they were at the start of that particular game. So they've helped their league position. We have helped our league position by picking up a win against Wickham, who now sit only a point above us, and getting the point against Carlisle, who were the side sat in 8th, just outside